Now, I take no joy in dumping all over Ubisoft's dreams. Actually, that was a lie. I take quite a bit of joy in it. And it's funny because when I think about it, I used to have this idea like, oh, Joe, why do you care so much about Ubisoft? Well, obviously it's because I used to really like Ubisoft games, and Ubisoft games used to be really important to me. But then I thought about it the other day, and really, there's only like 2 or 3 Ubisoft games that I even really cared all that much about growing up. I played a lot of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. I played a decent amount of the Scott Pilgrim game, but Ubisoft themselves erased that from history. And then they tried to make nice by putting it back, kind of. And I guess I got a lot of enjoyment out of The Division 2, but that was relatively recently. I guess what I'm getting at is that for someone who really likes to dump all over Ubisoft, I really don't have much personal involvement or personal history with Ubisoft. Oh, I guess I did black out my time on Rainbow Six Siege. I had like 90 hours or something in that game. You'll have to forgive me for blacking that part out of my memory. It was for the best, I promise. But I think the reason for my massive Ubisoft hate boner is just because out of all the AAA publishers, they are not only one of the most obnoxious in terms of the repetition and complete lack of risks they take with their gameplay despite the enormous funding and profile they have, but also their extreme arrogance just drives me insane. I've never seen a company completely nosedive its worth over the past 5 years and then still have the fucking gall to act like they know what's best for us or act like they know better than the consumer. And it's because of that extreme disconnect between Ubisoft and their consumers that they found themselves in a bit of a sticky situation over the last few years. I don't know why I said it like that, and I'm not sorry about it. But Ubisoft had to sell off a few of its limbs to make sure it didn't completely go under, and they're not really in any position right now to be rubbing people the wrong way, if you see what I'm saying. Any and all financial grace this company had is gone, and what people want from them seems to be very obvious, at least in my opinion. People want them to back off of their obsession on open-world grind-a-thon games with absolutely no substance. People want them to stop sitting on IP that people love but they refuse to do anything with, and people want them to stop being so fucking trigger happy when it comes to deleting games from their own history. They deleted X-Defiant, they deleted The Crew. It seems like they're about to delete Assassin's Creed 4, which if they actually go through with that, my god, all hope is gone. The game that's pretty much universally seen as one of your best is apparently on the chopping block because you may or may not do a remake in the near future. And that kind of segues us into the main topic of today's video, which is the fact that Insider Gaming, one of the few inside sources with the gaming industry that I actually trust, because it actually has a positive track record, released a big report about all of the major projects in Ubisoft's upcoming year and a half. And I want to go through these, because my goodness, if this doesn't sum up the arrogance of this company, I don't know what does. Because like I said, this company is in absolutely no position to not be listening to their consumers. This company is in absolutely no position to be looking at their stock price and their stock dip over the last 5 years and thinking, it'll be fine, we'll just keep doing what we're doing then. It has never been more clear what Ubisoft is doing wrong and what Ubisoft needs to do to correct their mistakes. And yet, this is the pipeline. So obviously this is all subject to change, but according to the article, Ubisoft currently has the following projects scheduled to release in 2026 and 2027. Project Over, the next mainline Ghost Recon game, which is apparently not only going to be using Unreal Engine instead of Ubisoft's in-house engine. Hope you haven't had your fill of a bunch of stutters and a complete lack of artistic creativity yet, because here comes another one. And it's reportedly going to be a return to basics for Ghost Recon, although after Assassin's Creed Mirage was also supposed to be a return to basics for Assassin's Creed, I trust Ubisoft going back to their roots as much as I trust Abraham Lincoln with a hole inside of his head. Or however the fucking expression goes. Like, I would love an old school Ghost Recon game, but I really don't trust Ubisoft of all people to make one. You really think a company as risk adverse as Ubisoft is going to put out a tactical FPS in the modern market and not shove it full with some kind of grind-a-thon elements or open world elements? You really think fucking Ubisoft, modern Ubisoft, is going to put out a level-based single-player tactical FPS? Yeah, I have my doubts about this one. And then what's next on here? Project Hex. Oh goody, the next mainline Assassin's Creed game, which according to all the leaks, Assassin's Creed Hex is going to be a very bizarre, witchcraft type game, because, you know, when people criticize you for straying too far from what Assassin's Creed was, makes sense for the next course of action to be like, oh yeah, time for witchcraft. That's what people think of when they think of Assassin's Creed. Project North is the Splinter Cell remake. Project Blackbird and Project Maverick are the next two Far Cry installments, one of them being a mainline game and the other one being an extraction shooter. Oh goody. Not really sure how that trend caught on with the AAA industry or why it's still here. Like really, why are extraction shooters so big out of nowhere? They were not a genre that was ever popular with the mainstream. And it's not even like there's any good examples of a mainstream success in the extraction shooter genre. So why does every fucking publisher now want to make an extraction shooter? With the Battle Royale craze, it at least made sense because there were mainstream successful Battle Royale games. And Battle Royale as a concept is easy for the casuals to understand. Extraction shooters are inherently more hardcore than that. And it's not like the industry's overflowing with successful examples of them. So like really, what is the deal? Where are all these extraction shooters coming from? Because also down here is Project Crest, a World War II extraction based shooter. Because if there's one company in the AAA sphere that I trust to be authentic with World War II, it's Ubisoft with an extraction shooter. Good golly gosh, I can't believe Ubisoft is doing so well in their comeback tour. But then what did I skip over here? Oh yes, Project Rewind, a Prince of Persia remake, which judging by the code name and just the development history, I'm assuming this is the Sands of Time remake that disappeared from the internet a few years ago. Because if anything gives me confidence in AAA gaming, it's when they disappear a game for several years and then just trust that you'll still want it when it comes back a few years later. Like, just play classic Sands of Time. It's aged perfectly well. There's nothing wrong with it. And if a remake of a linear third-person game is taking you this long to finish, my god, I don't trust it anymore. What else is here? Project Altera, an Animal Crossing-esque type game. And I thought I was offering commentary on that, but I actually had to cut 4 minutes of blank space out of the clip here because I just fell unconscious at the idea of fucking Ubisoft making an Animal Crossing type game. I wonder if it'll be as good as when they made a Breath of the Wild type game. That was sarcastic. And then the last thing down here is Project BG&E 2, which is Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yet another game that's been in development for absolutely ever and then disappeared from the world, and we're just supposed to trust that everything is going peachy with development and we should still be excited for it. The article also mentions that some projects not mentioned here are the next mainline crew game, which I'm not really sure what Ubisoft is expecting people to think of that after they deleted the crew 2 and forced the fans to start trying to preserve the game for them. I'm not really sure you have the goodwill of the crew community right now. There's also going to be the Division 3, which I'm a little confused by because I really thought that was supposed to come out by now. And of course the many times leaked remake of Assassin's Creed 4, which is apparently going to be coming along with a delisting of the original Assassin's Creed 4 from digital storefronts. So, you know, I hope you like the remake, because if you don't, and you want to play the original, seems like you can just go fuck yourself. And there you have it, I guess. Ubisoft, in their time of need and their time of a desperation comeback, is apparently not only doing more of the same, but also their big original unique ideas are remaking old games and hopping on the extraction shooter trend, which, I mean, I would say they're hopping on the extraction shooter trend too late, but that would imply that at some point the extraction shooter trend was actually worth jumping on. And I would offer some ways to fix Ubisoft, but at this point I really don't know if it matters. I could say they need to ditch their PC storefront and fully embrace Steam again, get rid of their stupid third-party integration with all of their PC games if they want to pick up where they left off, because, you know, fun fact, a few years ago Ubisoft said the PC was their most profitable platform, but then they switched over to the Epic Games Store and they started shoving their proprietary third-party fucking software in all their games, and naturally all of their PC games took a nosedive in sales. You could go back on that. You could also relaunch X-Defiant on Steam now that Call of Duty's audience is entirely up for grabs, and has been up for grabs, but, you know, you could also just delist that game and forget about it, instead of doing literally anything to keep it successful. I actually would like a new old-school style Ghost Recon game, but like I said, I don't trust Ubisoft to be the ones that make it. You could start commissioning other studios to make these games for you. You clearly don't want to spend much money on your old IP, so why not get other people on board to do it for you? Why not find some other studio and commission them to make an old school Ghost Recon game? Commission them to make an old school Splinter Cell game? Commission them to make a new Rayman game? That would seemingly keep development a bit more expedient, because you clearly aren't capable of doing development yourself, at least not without wasting hundreds of millions of dollars and several years of development on nothing, apparently. So, you know, you could just implement new methods of not doing that. And like, I want to see Ubisoft get better, because if Ubisoft gets better, it sets a good example for the rest of the industry. I don't want AAA gaming to just be this like live service infested open world grindathon marathon thing. I don't want AAA gaming to be shit, because if AAA gaming is shit, then that's going to trickle down to the rest of gaming. And everybody benefits from AAA gaming getting better and being more enjoyable, being more consumer driven. But at this point, I just think Ubisoft's a lost cause. I hope they prove me wrong. I genuinely do. I just don't see how that happens at this point. Ubisoft needed a bunch of wins. They needed a bunch of really great slam dunk ideas, and instead, apparently, we're doing this. You offloaded a bunch of IP, you redid your business model and your operations, and this is what we're getting out of it. Riveting stuff here, Ubisoft. You've done it again. Okay, Doofus Club time. XJ Induction, Piplup in a bowler hat, Biscuit 101, Solar Out, Bear Brain, Max Killer V2 Gaming, Stick Rider, Broken Crayon, Purple Ride for the Rat King, Freshly Milked Man, Nut in your butt, no motorcycle yet, but I forgot my first car. Oh my god! Devastator 2007, Christensen, Jake Spider Monkey 1994, hashtag BanJTV, Gar Secret Horse Son, Colonel Doofus, Schmo from Schmaddles to Schmitz, Chris Void, Jazz Dennis! Oh no, it's Solid Alex, hashtag BanJTV, Gaming with Dead People! Muskie Conward 789, Big Fudge, Thick McRun Fast. I hate Call of Duty. It fucking ruined my life. Wings, Clip the Penguin, the JoJo 6, Mole Theme, the Beastims, Really Zerd, Oracle, Return of the King, What is Upside Down, Pedro Pascal's Left Hand, Nate Blast 1314, Jimmy Chow, Samantha PC Gamer, Apologize to Your Wife, Joe, Master Killer, Firestorm 2056, Trias Papa Giorno, Tom Schnorlaxon, Dan Porter Bridges, Unknown 1867, 18, Zombie Killer 572, Official Dregs, I call my GF bracelet because of what she likes in bed. I still don't know what that means. Epion 504, Grimsy, Edge Shadow Bear 1789, Kushkill Unicorn Rocker Benefondu, I live in DSP's walls and I'm stealing his forks. I really need to make this fucking money. Wings of Redemption, T Train, Rising Earth, Sense Nakage, and Honorable Law. I lied. I didn't forget to change my name. Partial Mean 8, Volks Out, No Cod Man 4372, WX, Gamer 2007, YT, Alderotho 1, Doug, Nick Z, Snake Eyes 227. I changed my name back to Game Award 72, Mem K2396E, Hentai, Smart Gamma, Elite Fire, Hazard 105, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Some Jim, Lord Bowser II. Joe laughs at us in the moat, gay local adult with autism, PC Gamer, Jessica Shepard, Rick Spauer, Riki, Tiki, Tabby. I don't know about Gara Horse, but I'll be the Godfather, crewing the Steel Angel, the Troller of Stinky Rats, Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron Von Vonderham, 6771 Cyrus. I said that backwards, 6771, comma, Cyrus. True Dexan 640, 940. Ha! I have dyslexia, but it's upside down instead of backwards. I snuck onto your PC and pre-ordered BO7 on your PC with your money. Oh no, turn it off. Turn it off. I don't want it. Green Warrior 23, Max the Chev, Simply the Chev. Totally Insane, Gar, King of Horse Girls, Lover of Horse Girls, Fuda, Knight of Cypher, ML04, Iron 6, copies of Click 2006 on Blu-ray, Wolfman, Pig Ride, fucking Pig Penis, Steve Wentz Studios, Film Crack and Home Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thornscape, Maganex, Severn, Evans, Spaniel, Thieves, Catalina, for Climax, or Pow Pow, Ina, Donnie Weston, Nick Donovan, Jars, Mex on Twitch, Come Hang Y'all, Gob Johnson, Rogue Winter 19, Zach Thyme, Candy Kitten Fanny, Hangman for Hire, Elvin Noble, Frost Crystal, Biogenesis, Inaction, Floppy Pinkus 97, Mega Keys, Scruffisco, Ghost Ho, Ryusagi, Vasco, Raptor Tim, Mama Step 94, Blue Hook, Film Tip, Insurrect, No Squeak, It's Only Live Service Games, Smitty Working Man, Jensen, Nick Advertisement, Diego Garcia, Kibikins, Iron American Idiot, Harmon Spence out of the chin, Ono is Justin, Rand Rui, Tooney Wanix, 3 Wolf 7, Joey Scoop, Smelling Wrestling Geek, Joe Taku, Retro, Wannabe Hobo, Jidge, West Billet, 310 Shot, Rob C, Veg, Goodman, Kurt Nounsbeck, Sal, Hatton, Elbow Ring is the Bolos Gate of Dark Souls. Oh my goodness. Oh. Holy cow. Okay, that one was hard, but I did it. It was hard, but I did it. Haha, toodles.